Assalamualaikum and good morning to Dr. Sapina and Dr. Hanim. We are from Group 5. We'll present about our mini project presentation of cookies. My name is Amina Sifa and I will start the presentation. Here are the presentation outline. It starts with the introduction, methodology, result and discussion, and conclusion. Cookies are the convenient food item that are gaining popularity among both rural and urban population around the world. Low cost compared to other processed meals, diverse taste, convenient availability, and longer shelf life are some of the reasons for their global appeal. The main ingredients in the cookies production are flour, sugar, and fat, and other minor ingredients such as baking soda and salt can also be incorporated to form the cookie dough. The basic steps of cookie making consist of several steps including ingredient measuring, dough mixing, dough sheeting, dough sheet relaxing, biscuit shape formation, baking, cooling, and lastly, baking. There are several factors that could affect the cookie's quality. Firstly, the spread ratio. A larger cookie diameter and a higher spread ratio are considered to be the best and most desirable cookie quality. Next is the texture. Hardness can be defined as peak force required to break the cookies, and the ability of a cookie to fight back to its original condition or form are known as fracturability. Baking is one of the most crucial aspects of cookies making. The baking time has a significant impact on heat transfer and baked product quality, resulting in difference in texture, aroma, and color. The time taken to bake the cookies has an impact on the quality of the cookies. For each sort of baked product, this factor must be carefully established and regulated. Hence, the objective of the study is to investigate the effect of different baking times on the physical and textural properties of the cookies in terms of its spread ratio, hardness, and fracturability.
Thank you, Amni, and hi, I'm Hidayah, and now I will continue with the methodology part of this mini project. Under methodology part, there are 5 steps or content that I will discuss, which are source of raw ingredient, preparation of cookies dough, baking process, analysis of cookies, and statistical analysis. To prepare the cookies, the ingredients that we use are really the basic ingredients that everyone uses in making cookies. The ingredients are all-purpose flour from brand Kuda Biru, fine granulated sugar from Pry brand, vanilla extract from Star brand, eggs in large size from Sunnyside brand, and salted butter from brand Tatura. The preparation of cookies started by allowing all the ingredients at room temperature, and a softened salted butter is placed into the mixing bowl with the addition of fine granulated sugar. After that, both ingredients were combined by using an electric mixer filled with a whisk, and this process is called creaming. After 5 minutes approximately, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract is added with the eggs into the mixture, and the mixing process continues until it fully combined. After that, all-purpose flour was added little by little into the mixing bowl, and the mixing process ended once the dough looked homogeneous and fully mixed. Next, the dough was gathered by hand into a bowl and wrapped tightly using a cling wrap. After that, pressed to release any air out as much as possible. And lastly, the dough was chilled in the fridge overnight prior to getting the dough ready to bake. Next, moving on to the baking process. First, oven was preheated to 180 degrees Celsius, and then the dough was taken out from the fridge and allowed to rest at room temperature. And then after that, a small quantity of dough was weighed and then shaped into the small ball size in the baking tray. And then after that, the cookies was proceed to the baking by varying the baking time, and in the end, the freshly baked cookies were taken out from the oven and let to cool before it stored to the further analysis. So this is the cookies baking formulation and condition that we set up for our study in this mini project.
Here is the overview of analysis conducted on the cookie sample. Hardness and fracturability values were determined by using texture analyzer. Below are the settings set for the texture analyzer throughout the analysis. As for the spread ratio, it was obtained by dividing the value of width and thickness of the cookie sample, and this will be measured by using a digital caliper. Next, statistical analysis. All the data from the experiments were expressed as mean plus minus standard deviation. Statistical software called IBM SPSS Statistic version 26 were used to analyze the data. Significant difference in the measured attributes will be determined by using the one-way analysis of variance ANOVA at p less than 0.05. Now, let's take a look on the result and discussion part. In our experiment, temperature of 180 degrees Celsius was selected to bake all the cookie samples by varying the baking time to investigate the structural quality of the cookies. The findings of the cookies quality are presented in the table 3.1. It can be seen that the spread ratio and the hardness value increase as the time baking also increase, while fracturability decreases as the baking time increases. For spread ratio, the C4 cookies has the highest spread ratio value, while C1 cookie has the lowest spread ratio value. In study by Panghal 2018, spread ratio of the cookies baked at 193 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes was 8.83, while cookies baked for 40 minutes at the same temperature has spread factor of 8.92. The result has a much larger spread ratio value compared to this study. This is probably due to the thickness of the cookies. Panghal mentioned in the same experiment that as the thickness of cookies increase, the spread ratio also increase. In another experiment by Mudgil 2017, spread ratio of cookie fortified with partially hydrolyzed guar gum increased sharply with increased baking time.
Next, I will continue with the hardness of cookies. The hardness values of the cookies analyzed is shown in table 3.1, and from the result, the highest hardness value as stated in the slide is obtained by cookies number 5, while cookies number 1 has the lowest value of hardness. And it can be seen that all the values of the cookies hardness in the current experiment were significantly different with each other. And according to Umeta and Parker in 1996, increased baking time and temperature have been demonstrated to reduce moisture loss in bread, and this may also be applicable for cookies as well. And the hardness of the cookies is highly correlated with the moisture content and baking loss. The hardness value increases as the baking time increases due to moisture loss or vapor loss. Well, in previous study published by Saring et al. At 2014, the results show the hardness of cookie sample will appear to be rise as the baking time will increase when they are baked at the same temperature, which is 170 degrees Celsius. And based on the result presented, it can be known that the longer baking time, the harder cookies turn out. Next, I will discuss about the fracturability of cookies. The fracturability value of cookies in sample 2, 3, and 5 had no significant differences as stated in table 3.1. And then the cookie that has the highest fracturability value was cookies number 1, while cookie sample 4 obtained the lowest fracturability value, and both of these values were significantly different with each other. As mentioned before, prolonging the baking time causes the reduction of water content in the dough. Therefore, the longer cookies were baked, the lower the fracturability value as less baking strength was needed to crack the cookies. The situation also can be referred to a study done by Buzaki et al. At 2014, where the research was done by using three types of formula of water amount in cookie dough, which are dry, standard, and wet, which resulted in fracturability value respectively as stated in the slide. By looking at the values, it was noticeable that there were no significant difference in fracturability value of the cookies dough. However, in terms of work of breaking force, there are significant differences between the three formulas. It can be explained that the fracturability value has no significant difference as the water content of flour are similar even though there are differences in formulation and type of flour used to make the cookies.
This picture shows the condition of cookie sample after subjected to the texture analysis. In conclusion, it can be said that baking time have an influence on the physical and textural properties of cookies, which were spread ratio, hardness, and fracturability. Previous research also shown that increasing the baking time also increased the spread ratio and hardness, while fracturability of cookies were decreasing as time of baking rise. The effect of other processing parameters such as baking temperature, dough mixing time, and creaming time could be investigated to determine the quality of cookies. And that's all from our group. Thank you.